neutral gear. There we go. Yeah, it definitely need to take on some more wild eventful riding on this bike. It's very well capable. It's so tough to beat the Yeti though, the SB130. Yeah, it's hard to beat that SB130. It climbs good, it descends good. Hey. I'm so glad that my wife and buddy Derek talked me into that bike, and so thankful for my wife pulling the trigger and buying it for me, because man, that bike rips. Oh, that's fun, but I want to open this thing up today. That's one thing I've been doing enough of my climbing. It wants to go. Yeah, the SB130 is just such a good bike, dude. Such a good bike. And I guess what I'm getting at is, I know I just need to be talking about this bike, but I'm just trying to compare, just to compare the two. My Yeti has got the brunch ride. I got 137 rear, 150 front, where this is 120, 120. So, me thinking, I want something a little, more efficient. And that's been hard to find, because like I said, that Switch Infinity, the Yeti, it's so efficient. I've ridden some bikes that were close. The Fazari Delano Peak was real close. That bike pedaled really good. I was impressed, very surprised for being an online bike. But the only thing I really found that pedaled better than the old Yeti was Ripley. Like I said earlier, the problem with that Ripley is just the looks of it. And if I was to get one, I wanted the old blue color, which they discontinued. So now all they have is, drywall and what is the other one? Some kind of red, bad apple red. And the one I test rode was red. I think that was my last video-ish. One of my last videos. I did a demo on it. Got a picture of it. It's a good looking bike. But the top tube just kind of got me. The geometry was a little odd. It still works. It works awesome, but it is outdated geometry. So then I just thought, man, I'm gonna shop around, look at numbers, see what else I want to test ride. And this bike just kept jumping out at me. The numbers and the weight. Heck, they got these things down around 25, 26 pounds online. I think the highest build X01 or whatever is like 26 pounds, I think. This one here is 29.6, I think. I could be wrong on that. But, the old Yeti Stormy's heavy. Stormy weighs about 33 pounds. Is what we weighed it at with my pedals and bottle cage and everything on it. So it's heavy. So going from 33 to 29, that was huge. Huge numbers. And I could feel it as soon as I jumped on this. I'm like, oh, whoa. This is like, coming from the heavy Yeti to this is like jumping on the e-bike almost. It's like it took nothing to pedal it, nothing to spin it up. So I said I called Josh up there at the hub, and he's like, oh, I don't have one to rent. All he had was a large, I think. But he's like, I do have the medium in stock for sale. It's just an older, cheap build if I wanted to come pedal around town. I'm like, sure, you know. It's just town, so it's kind of hard. I mean, just find some stairs and some other things. And once I got on, I'm like, oh, whoa. This is a little bit of adjustment. It's like freaking. The word everybody uses is this bike rips. And it does. And what's crazy is I ride everything so far that I've ridden on my SB. 130 I've ridden this off. There's a couple drops that I haven't done just because I like that drop over there to the left. I will wait on that one. That one right there. I made sure it's not as smooth as the 130 through that stuff like that, but it did it just fine. Now, one thing I did notice as I got on it, and I could feel the weight difference, but you know, as I was riding, I'm like, God, I really don't feel like. To me, it don't feel like crazy more efficient. And with 120 rear, it's doing a lot more bouncing. It's not as smooth back here. But on the climb, you know, I can feel it. And I think a lot of that problem is these wheels. It does have WTB wheels on it. And whew, pretty much everything WTB I think is heavy. So wheels are going to be my next upgrade. I think that's what I'm feeling as far as just a little sluggish to it, you know. I was thinking being a 120 would just be like, I mean, it is a rocket ship, so I can't say that, but I definitely feel the wheels. I think the wheels and the drivetrain is the biggest problems on this cheap build. Ooh, so we got fire going. It smells good. Well, like I said, I mean, this right here, this is what I got this bike for. I got it for back 40, a little sugar, you know, slaughter pin, some Kohler stuff. You know, I wanted a cross-country bike, but not like full-blown where my back's killing me from being hunched over. And ooh. Oh. Yeah, I keep finding the limits of that recon though. That might be the other thing I change. I said this being a cheap build, it does have the cheaper sit on it. Front and rear. It's the Sid Select fork. Sid Lux Select Plus shock. So the shock's not horrible. And through all that, I'm not even using all the shock, all that stuff I just went through. So it's not too bad. But you know, it's just cheap brakes. I mean, you can look online and see what all the, it's just cheap everything. Dior 12 speed. Yeah, something or whatever, cheap brakes. 160 rotors, front and rear, I believe. Just the cheap Select fork, Select Plus shock. But man, I like it. You know, everybody's like, oh, you put a pike on front and all this, and you're not gonna like that cheap suspension. And so far, I like it. You know, knock on wood, I hadn't had any problems out of it. You know, I realize it's not a plow vehicle, you know, like the Yeti. The Yeti, I just plow through everything. This here, I do have to pick my lines a little better, especially with these tires. I hadn't ridden Maxxis in a year and a half, so it does. The stock come with a dissector up front, recon in the back. I'll probably change the recon. I got an extra dissector I'll probably put on there, which already has a hole in it, but it's plugged, it's holding. But the dissector I'm liking. I don't have a whole lot of problem with the front. Every once in a while I hit a big rock I don't see and it kicks out, but you know, that's just a short travel bike. Cheap build and still come to the one-up dropper. I mean, pretty awesome. Like I said, the only thing I've changed so far is the DD grips. I didn't like the Centus grips that it come with. But so far, man, you know, thumbs up. Transition. It's been a fun bike. So can't wait to get even more miles on it. That might be what was making noise. So let's get moving again. So between the bike and this camera, it's the first time using this camera, so I'm curious to see what this is going to be like. I'm hoping it's be comparable to the GoPro 10, which I'm sure it will be. I'm just hoping it's a little user-friendly, more user-friendly than the GoPro, because I had issues with the GoPro. I could never get it to download the app, which was frustrating. And then just trying to get the videos off of it. I mean, not dissing GoPro, I mean the footage was spectacular. You know, still gotta learn how to do the editing part, but I'm slowly getting it down before I quit. So, but I just took a break over the summer from videoing. Just put in some miles. Got some good rides in, a bunch of good friends, good rides. This year, hopefully, get out and do a bit more exploring. I've gotten in a rut of doing the same trails. That's what's been fun about moving up here to the vistas. It's got me out doing this and hitting more of this back 40 stuff. I hit ledges a while back, a few weeks ago, and for the first time, and Rego, and wish I had my camera. I wish it recorded good in the dark, because ledges in the dark is pretty interesting, that's for sure. Like I said, you get this thing into flowy stuff, oh man. Bike likes it. Woo. I'm gonna do that drop. I'm just not 100% confident in these tires. There you go. Oh, there you go. This little rip from the house around Blowing Springs and back. That's a nice Norco too, I just passed. That was another bike I thought about. As I was looking at this one, I thought, man, the Norco, I like that. I think it was what, 140, 120. Like, I think that thing would be a ripper here. But then, you know, like it's really too close to the Yeti. I wanted something a little farther from the Yeti. So I think this is a pretty good match for the Yeti. I like it. Sorry, look at my heart rate down. That's the other first. I got a Garmin watch, so between the Garmin watch, you know, still getting used to the bike, you know, new camera, and a new year. So got some other new things to try out, some new shoes, some new pedals. Loving this bike so far, though. I mean, it's freaking awesome. You know, it's been a blast so far. I think I got, you know, getting close to 50 miles on it now. It's not a whole lot. Not a crazy lot of time. But it's been fun what I do have. I don't know, we'll see about the camera. I think it's having a little bit of issues with the recording, because probably my SD card's not really that big, so I'm hoping it lasted this whole ride, because I've tried to do non-stop with the camera and see what it does, see how it does as far as battery and woo! I timed that wrong. See how it does with battery and memory card. I bumped it down to 2K, so we'll see. Let's see if it likes that or not. The only downfall to this ride is no matter which way I go, it's uphill back home. Yeah, there's a pedal strike, like I said. Crank's just a hair too long. I think if I jump down to the 170s, I think it'd be just right. $111, not too bad. I don't guess. New to the watch thing, so I don't know if 111 heart rate's good or bad. It's probably not the greatest. Oh, that climb gets me. There we go. 113. Not horrible. Oh man. Oh man, I get getting sidetracked on the bike. I'll have to do a better video on it. I'll maybe use some pieces of this one. So far I've loved it, you know. Even being the cheap build, I didn't care, you know. I'm like, for the price Josh made me, and as cool as they were dealing with me and putting up with me, and you know, I had to jump on it, man. The price was good, the bike was good, you know. And all it is just, you know, components. You know, that's not a big deal. I can change that. You know, that's first for me. I mean, I've only built one bike. I built my hardtail I had, but I've never really bought a cheap bike like this and then just, you know, upgrade it. thought, why not? That sounds fun. I'll do something different. You know, usually I like the Yeti. I bought it, Blythe bought it, but I just got the GX build. Wasn't the cheapest build, but wasn't like the greatest. It was the cheapest build Yeti offered, you know. You know, that bike's been great for 4 years. So it's like, you know, I didn't change much on it. I put an oval chainring. Went through some tires, you know. I had carbon bars on it for a while, but as it sits right now, it's pretty close to stock other than the wheels and the chainring. So, you know, 4 years later, it's been a great bike. And so I thought, man, you know, I'll be different on this. So let's do something different. I'll just upgrade it as I go. I'll either upgrade as stuff wears out, or I'll if I see a good deal on something, I'll just upgrade it. And you know, so shopping right now for a set of wheels. Got a couple brands picked out. I'm not sure which one I'm gonna go with. Depends on the deal I get on them. But this bike's definitely gonna be fun to play with and upgrade and put some miles on in 2024. Like I said, I don't really care that it's not UDH. I'll just buy a couple extra derailleur hangers and just ride it. You know, I don't have to have the newest, fanciest stuff that comes out. You know, I almost did. I almost went with the Yeti SB120. But you got it. Have a good one.
Thanks, and the last one.
All right, have a good one.
It.
Awesome. There's a bunch of ibises right there. So, I'm holding out to C2, maybe. Yeah, I don't think they're going to change this much up for 24. It's already a pretty damn good bike. They'll probably UDH it, and maybe specs. But I don't think they'll change much on it. Now the Ibis, I'm curious what their plans are, because they did UDH the Ripley, but they just put all those on a smoking sale too. So you know, it's like they've got something up their sleeve. They're just blowing out all the bikes as cheap as they were. What's up, Froggy? So, alright. Almost there. And it's gonna be a boring video, but I'll edit some of it out. It's mainly just to see how the camera does and see how my lungs do. And just to be back on a bike feels good. 2 weeks is it's not good and unusual for me. Like I said, it's rough into 23. '22 wasn't a fun ending either. I'm just maybe 24. We'll turn around. Let's have a good ending of 24. Have a good year. It's gonna be a good year. It's gonna be a good ending. Oh, the road looks busy. Shoot, look. downfall to coming out here. Oh, getting out is such a pain in the ass.